Okay, so today we have our PBA. It is for Unit 7, and guess what? It's about civil and criminal trials. Woo woo. So, you're going to go to Google Classroom, box 178. All y'all's Google Classrooms look the same. Click on it. I'm going to open it up. We're going to read through the directions completely, and we'll do this together. Okay. Directions. Number 1, read through document A and document B before doing anything else. Ask yourself, what are these documents talking about? How are they similar? How are they different? 2, ask Ms. Webster if you are confused about the documents or what they mean. So if you do not understand the documents and you're confused, now is the time to ask. Then scroll down to slide 4 and read the driving historical question. Remember, driving historical question is just a question with a fancy name. It is the question that needs to be answered. So go back and read through the documents again. Answer the question with your claim. Claim is just a fancy way to say answer to the question. But we say claim because in history, those how and why questions are going to be open for interpretation. It's not going to ask, like, when was the Battle of Yorktown? That's a definitive fact. What historians are more interested in is the hows, the whys, those open-ended questions. And because we weren't there, we have to just claim and back it up with evidence, okay? So if you can back up your claim with evidence, you're solid. You're doing what the PBA wants. So using both documents, find 3 pieces of evidence from the documents. List them in the document right here. Then, for reasoning, explain why the evidence proves you're right. So the evidence is going to be a direct quote or piece of information. In this case, we'll look at them, just do a brief. They're words and a graph, but mostly words. So it's going to be a direct quote from these 2 documents is going to be your evidence. Remember, your evidence is not summaries of the documents. So you will pull a specific line. Now, I'm going to go through it and read the documents. December 13th, 2015. Dear Grandma, we just got back from small claims court, and fortunately, we won our civil case. Unfortunately, we didn't win in the way we'd hoped. If you recall, a few months ago, we filed a claim against our landlord to recover the damages to our belongings. We'd asked him a number of times to fix our leaky faucet, and he never did. The pipe ended up bursting and ruining everything in our bathroom and bedroom, including the armchair Grandpa left us. We estimated that there was about $500 in damage, though the armchair was priceless and irreplaceable. We decided it was fair to ask for another $200 in compensation for the armchair since it was so important to our family. So in total, we asked the judge to award us with $700 in compensation. When we showed up in court, the judge came in and explained that we couldn't have any lawyers with us, and whatever the decision was final and binding. He asked us and the landlord if we had our evidence. We did, so we got started. We both got to tell our side of the story, and the judge asked lots of questions. We showed the judge pictures of the damage and told him the story of how Grandpa had left us the armchair. We even showed the judge receipts for the clothes, shoes, and furnitures we had to replace. The landlord said he shouldn't be responsible for the bills. Finally, the judge gave his ruling saying that state law did hold the landlord responsible, but the judge only awarded us $500 because he didn't believe $200 was fair compensation for an armchair that was so old. The landlord has the option to appeal the ruling, but I don't think he will, since he didn't have to pay us the full amount we asked for. I guess we'll have to cherish the other items Grandpa left us. In the end, I suppose the decision was just. Love, Susie. So ask yourself, what is this document talking about? What does it describe? Do you have any questions? Document B, procedure in a criminal case. Box 1. A person accused of a crime may be arrested if the police have probable cause. The case proceeds to an arraignment where probable cause is reviewed. An attorney may be appointed for the defendant and a plea is entered. The accused may be committed to jail or released on bond. In a felony case, a preliminary hearing is conducted to see if there is probable cause. If probable cause is determined, a grand jury will determine if there is enough evidence to indict the accused. In a misdemeanor case, there is no preliminary hearing or grand jury. A trial date is set instead. Then a court date is set and a trial is conducted. So using those two pieces of evidence, ask yourself, what are these documents talking about? How are they similar? How are they different? Are there any things that each mentions, even if they're different? Now, ask yourself if you're confused about the documents or what they mean. If you are, ask me about them now. Then let's go read the driving historical question, which is down here on slide 4. How are civil cases different from criminal cases? This is a simple question. Do not overthink it. Now you're going to type your claim based on what you read, those two documents. You're going to type your claim. And make sure it is clear that says, remember, just take off the question words how and are and start your sentence with civil cases are different from criminal cases because blank, and fill in. Then for each piece of evidence, you're going to go back and reread the documents and pull a specific line or sentence, and that will be your evidence. They must be direct quotes. For your reasoning, you're then going to explain how your evidence answers or proves you right. This is like your proof, your receipts, and you're explaining in the reasoning why those receipts prove you right. Now, this has to be done. This is not optional. Do it today. Get it done. I do not want to have to call home about a PBA. And the quicker y'all all finish, the quicker we can stop talking about it.